another location, and you've been all around the world, it feels like, at the moment.
Yeah, it's this time of the year. I think we're not the only clubs to do it. It does shorten our travel load by taking a couple of flights out of it, by staying over, and yeah, it's slightly different because we're in Melbourne. We've done it in Adelaide the last couple of years, and it's worked really well, we feel, and a little bit of a different environment, different training settings, but players are handling it really well.
Do you like the idea of doing this more often to save on flights? Is it something that is part of your future, do you feel?
No. I think we have enough. Yeah, we've probably got enough stretches at home at the moment in this year, with us starting the season away and finishing away. But to knock over a couple of away games or travels in one is okay, but I'd probably only do it once.
So after gather round works or before gather round?
Yeah, especially off a 6-day break. I mean, if it was a 7 or an 8-day break, we might consider going home, but 6-day break makes sense, and really it's about giving ourselves the best chance to perform our best, and we feel like off a 6-day break, coming straight here gives us the best chance to perform.
So today would be a travel day for you normally. Would you get a session like this in normally on?
Yeah, we'd do it before we fly. So we try to keep our schedule the same, just the locations are slightly different and a little bit all over the place with meeting rooms and where we have to go to train and do gym and that sort of thing. But like I said, the players are handling it really well.
How beneficial was the session at the G?
It's always great to get on there, and it's the first time since I've been here I think that we would have trained there. So we're really appreciative and grateful for that opportunity. And some of our younger players would have got a lot out of it. It's great to be able to see the ground before you play there, and we don't get there. We don't get there much, obviously. So any opportunity we get to train or play there, we're really grateful for.
Was it important, given the way your last visit ended? You had it and then you lost in devastation at the end.
Oh yeah, but I think our perform at the MCG over the last 2, 3, 4 years even it has been pretty strong. We haven't been there much, but we've performed well. Yeah, we lost a close one there last year, but we were 4 goals up in the last quarter, so we played some good footy. It's just we didn't get it done in the end. So we should be confident come Saturday.
Have you decided on a ruck plan yet to back up Sean?
We have. Yep.
Can you give us some insight into what it might be?
Not yet. No, the team's come out later today, and we'll just sit on it for a bit longer.
So you've flown Oscar McDonald over. What benefits would he give you if he becomes a ruck option?
Oh, well, he's played that role, Vossi's role at Waffle. We've tried to develop him into a bit of a swingman for us and needs based. So we've got a number of tall defenders that he's probably behind at the moment. So to create opportunities for him to get into the team, we've put him forward, and he's played that forward ruck role for us. So he's an option. The other option is to do it within the team. We are quite tall down back, so there is an option to do it within the team.
So who's your preference out of those defenders to do it?
Well, Drape's finished there last week, so that's about all I can say.
And when you look at it, you obviously had Treacy at different points doing it as well, so I imagine you wouldn't want to move him out of the forward line.
It's not our preferred option. He's obviously really dominant for us forward of the ball, but against some rucks, he's going to be our best option to second ruck. So there's no point having him forward if we can't get the ball there and the game's not going our way in the midfield. So preference is to keep him forward, but he's an option for us because he's actually really good in the ruck.
The 6-day break off Sean's first game back, did that game give him enough match fitness to do more, or does the 6-day break mean he has to do less or the similar amount?
No, we're expecting him to do a little bit more. Yeah, so he'll build his minutes. 6-day break's not ideal, but he played pretty low. He played pretty low game time. We're able to stick to probably unders last week, given it was hot and we had a 6-day break and the game was sort of in our grasp. So we managed him pretty well. But he'll continue to build his game time.
Did he pull up well?
Yeah, he put up really well.
To have him against Gawn, it's a fair test, thank you. It's in the Gawn in the first 2 weeks back, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been good timing because he's obviously a very good ruck himself, Sean. So I thought he competed really well against Nank last week, and it was a good stepping stone and good good stepping stone into Gorn. He's best ruck in the comp, obviously, and Sean's going to have to play him really well.
And you've flown Erasmus over as well as extra cover also, so you've got a few options for selection?
Yeah, absolutely. And Aishi's been with us as well, so there's an option there. So we decided to do it out of the back line. And we've got all bases covered.
You're scoring last 3 weeks 106, 97, 108. Like you've shown when you get going, you can really score. You must be pleased with how that's starting to click. We got inside 50s against Sydney, and sometimes, your ball movement sort of gets hampered by not being able to finish your work off, whether that's your set shots or shots on goal, or it's just that last kick inside 50. We've probably got that a little bit better the last 3 weeks. Definitely the Western Bulldogs game, we got bang for buck and a low error inside 50 count. We'll probably feel like the West Coast game, and even last week we left a few out there still, or a fair few out there still. So we've got some work to do. It's not a finished product, but I feel like the forwards there's a good mix of ground level play and marking in our forward line, and they're looking dangerous at the moment. Which is your least stable group from last year when you bring in all those new players? Was it always going to take a bit of time for them to work out how to play together? When you add
with
Shea,
the forwards?
Yeah, Shea and Murphy and Isaiah down there as well. Like it's a very different group to what it was last year.
Especially add injuries to that. We had a pretty disrupted sort of back-ended pre-season. With Switter missing after round one, Bolt's not quite getting up for round one. Sturdy was playing back end of last year and is injured. Sonny, was in good form leading into the season and then hurt himself. So he's just been a little bit, not as much continuity as we would have liked. But we sort of feel like we're starting to get that. It's a shame, we haven't got Jacko and Vossi's not in there now. But we'll try and set up the forward line the same way as we have the last 3 or 4 weeks, and they'll start building that cohesion and connection. And our mids will start going through there a little bit more as well.
Is Jai healthy at the moment? He just doesn't look himself.
He's got a couple of little things he's dealing with, but I'm sure he wouldn't use that as an excuse. And it can happen though sometimes. One of your key forwards gets off the chain a little bit, and the ball goes through him a little bit more. And Jai last week had a really good defender in Broad playing on him, and was really aggressive and physical on him. And there's some things that Jai needs to do a bit better in his game, but I don't feel he's far away either.
So you think it's more that Josh is commanding the ball, and there's a reason why Jai isn't getting it as often? A bit of that.
Jai's got to make more of his opportunities and provide a better option for the ball carrier at times. And there's some things that he's working through as he develops, and defenders play him slightly different that he needs to adjust to. And he's working on that behind the scenes. And last week didn't go his way. Thought the Western Bulldogs game, his last quarter was outstanding. The way he competed, but also throughout the game he provided really good options. We probably just didn't use him, didn't lower our eyes. But having said that, he opened up space behind as well, and he created marks inside 50 with his leading patterns for others. So he's a really selfless player, and he's working really hard, and I expect him to bounce back.
He's always been a low possession, high efficiency sort of guy, even with junior level. So is there anything you can do to help him become more possessions and still be that high efficiency?
We'll look at moving him around a little bit more and making sure that he's just not always the deepest forward. Sometimes, that can happen in games where he ends up the deepest a lot, and takes him away from the ball and contests up the field, and all these possessions sort of come close to goal, which can be a hard task at times. So we'll help him by getting him up the ground a little bit more at times and getting him involved. Then there's some things we can go to down the track if that doesn't initially work.
You're going for 4 in a row. The team must be confident for you in the weird position of being on the road, and half this team is from Victoria. How do you keep everyone locked in and maintaining what you've been doing well?
It's just a balance, making sure that you don't avoid or don't skip any of your normal preparation. And outside of times that we need them around, they can go and catch up with family and friends, and same as they probably would at home. So we're making sure that when they're supposed to be around, they're doing the normal prep and catching up with the coaches and that type of thing. And
confident that the maturity of the group will have us in a really good spot to be able to perform on Saturday.
And specifically Melbourne, what do you have to do to knock them off?
Now, we need to get the contests right, especially around stoppage. They've got some stars around there, and I know they're copping a lot of flack for the way they're playing, but don't really feel like they're too far away. I mean, they've won the inside 50 count, 4 of their 5 games. I think it's only the Gold Coast game they've lost that. So, they just haven't been able to tie their work off inside 50. So we're on high alert for some of that to start clicking. And they've been a pretty good defensive team for years now. Well, not a really good defensive team for years, and probably feel like that's not far away from clicking as well. So, we need to be better around our stoppages, is what we were in pre-season, where they gave us a bit of a touch-up around clearance. We need to get the game in our front half, and we'll go from there.